Pentec has gotten a lot of emails from people who have the EZ module or people who bought the eGig kit, which includes the EZ module, wanting to know a simple and relatively inexpensive way to expand their drum kit. Today I'm going to show you how you can use the Alesis Trigger I/O to expand to dual zone capabilities, and will give you more inputs. It's going to be utilizing the MIDI feature of the EZ module. And not only can you use it to MIDI into your module, you can also use it with your computer because it includes a free copy of BFD Lite software. Now, to run the Alesis I/O into your module, you're going to have to pick up a MIDI cable. You can get them at Radio Shack or any of your local music stores. They're relatively inexpensive. There's no set length that you have to have. I think I'm using 2 or maybe a 3 foot because I've got them sitting side by side. Now, what it's going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to plug your drums into the I/O, and then the sounds will actually be produced from your module. So if you're wanting to hear the sounds, you're going to have to plug in headphones, or you're going to have to plug in cables going to an amplifier from the back of the module still. Now, what it's going to do, it's going to give you a total of 10 more inputs. It'll allow you to have dual zone on your drums so that you can get head and rim sounds. It'll allow you to have a bell and a bow sound on your ride cymbal. Now, because the EZ module doesn't have a choke capability built into the module, you're still not going to be able to choke your crash cymbals. Now, I'm not necessarily a big fan of using the Alesis I/O. I don't think it's as sensitive as many of the modules that are out there on the market, but it is a relatively inexpensive way to expand your drum kit. Let's go ahead and look at the I/O and those settings and show you how to pair the two together. Okay, one of the first things we need to look at is how you're going to connect the Alesis Trigger I/O to the EZV module. We're going to zoom in here, and you'll notice there's a cable. You're going to have a standard MIDI cable. You're going to come from the back of the I/O. It's the only MIDI connection back there. You have to make sure you're plugging to the MIDI in on the EZV2 module. All of your triggers, all of your drums and cymbals, etc., are now going to plug into the Alesis I/O, and it's going to utilize the sounds out of the EZV2. So you have to make sure any of your audio connections, and you'll notice to my mixer board right here, to the back outs of the module itself, that's where I've got the sounds connected. If you're using headphones, you're going to have to connect your headphones to the EZV2 module. Okay, we're going to start off kind of backwards. We're starting at kit, and I'm going to do the function up. That's going to take us to the last setting, which is the trigger type. That's where we want to start off with. You want to make sure all of your trigger types are correctly set first. All of your dual zone drums are going to be PP, that's piezo, piezo, and then your cymbals are all going to be PS for piezo switch. Now that we've got our trigger type set correctly, we're going to go up to our gain, our snare drum set at 10, all of our toms are set at 5, my kick drum is actually set at 16. You can vary that. I wanted a nice, strong, loud kick drum. My hats I've got set at 6. My crash is actually at 3. Ride cymbals at 7. Same thing with the bell on the ride. Let's go down to the velocity. Now the velocity curve is going to be set for linear for all of your drums. Okay, and then for our threshold for the snare is at 3. It's at 5 for all of my toms. 5 for my kick drum. 15 on my ride. 5 on my crash. And 5 on my hats. Okay, crosstalk. It's X-talk is the way it's marked on this I/O. Snares at 5. 7 on my toms. 5 on my ride, crash, and my hats. And then the re-trigger cancel, 10 on the snare, 10 on the toms, 10 on the ride, crash, and hi-hats. Okay, the last part we're going to look at is actually going to be the MIDI note. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're running the I/O into the EZV module, there are only a limited amount of sounds that you're going to be able to get. You're going to get like your basic acoustic drum sounds. You're going to be able to get your cymbal sounds. You can actually get some piano notes, but you're not going to get everything that's in the EZV2. And there's actually no way to change that. Now let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the settings for a standard acoustic kit. Your snare drum is note 38. I've got the rim set at 40 because that's the standard rim shot for just general MIDI. I'm also using the same setup with some of the software such as EZ Drummer. My high tom is 50. Next is 47, 43, 41. My kick drum is on 36. My hi-hat in the open position is 46. It's 42 in the closed position. My crash cymbal, 49. Ride cymbal's 51. The bell is 53. I've actually got a china. Note's 52. The cowbell sound is 56. And tambourine is 54. Now, once you've made all these changes, you're going to function up to where it says kit. Notice we're on kit 0, and that saves all of our changes. Okay, so that covers the setup with the I/O and the EZV2. If you have any questions, please go online to Pentech's forum. You can get to it through the main website, pentechworld.com. We'd love to see your questions, comments, or just join us on there for some good discussions. Till then, take care, keep drumming.